Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Brent Hoskins, and I'm Executive Director of the Business Technology Association, and I'd like to welcome you today to this BTA Diversifying My Business webinar. Today's webinar is your eAutomate data is talking. Are you using it to keep customers? It will be presented by Mark Spring, who is founder and CEO of Evolved Office. We'll get started in a moment, but I just want to bring your attention to what you should be watching there on the screen. Those are save the dates for BTA's 2026 BTA Ignite events. We'll be in Orlando, March 20th and 21st, Orlando, Florida, 2026, and September 1st and 3rd in Kansas City, Missouri. And incidentally, you might notice the tagline there for Kansas City we'll be celebrating our 100th anniversary as an association. So we're looking forward to that. Kansas City is the home to BTA. It was where we were founded back in 1926, believe it or not. And so we'll be there kind of in the downtown area that you can see there on the screen. So if that's of interest to you, and I think it will be, mark those dates on your calendar. We'll be announcing the educational lineups and all that in the coming months. Very soon we'll be launching the registration link and everything for Orlando, since that's coming up more quickly. So now if you have questions along the way, just type them into the Zoom chat or Q&A there on your screen, and we will address those at the end of the presentation. So with that, let's get started. Mark, I'll turn it over to you.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Brent and Valerie, for helping us put this together. And thank you for everybody in the BTA community for having me here. And thank you, everyone, for joining us for this webinar. And the webinar is Your eAutomate Data is Talking. Are you using it to keep your customers? So let's roll in and get started, right? So my name is Mark Spring, and I'm not sure if we're connected. That's a terrible picture of me, but you can scan that QR code and connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm the CEO of Evolved Office. We are a marketing and sales integration automation platform, purpose-built for the dealers from the ground up. In 1997, you guys might know Image Source magazine. I started Image Source, and then also I was the founder of the iTex trade show. So in 2010, we started Evolved Office. I saw a real need for the industry to be able to start having some real professional sales and marketing tools. So we started to develop that, and today we are a leader in providing these solutions in the industry. So here's what we're going to do today. We are going to look at why data-driven marketing matters. I mean, numbers, tell a lot of the story, right? So we're going to review the connection between your eAutomate data and your sales and marketing automation platform. We'll then discuss how to turn your eAutomate service data into marketing opportunities. We're going to go over a few real-world examples on how to prevent churn and increase renewals, again, by using that data, pivoting off of it in eAutomate through your CRMs. And I'll also show you how our customers mine their eAutomate data and set up these automations so they can stay on top of service issues and lease renewals and onboarding. And then at the end, like Brent said, we're going to open it up for questions, and I hope you have a bunch of them. All right, so dealers have a lot of challenges, but we're going to address a couple of them here. Customer churn, probably the biggest thing, right? So it costs us a fortune to get a customer, and it takes just one small step to lose them. So lease renewals, if you're going to start your conversation a week before the lease is up, you're probably going to lose, right? So we'll show you how you can automate this process based on your business processes, but make sure it happens every single time the exact same way. Another challenge, follow-ups, manual follow-ups. Follow-ups are usually, well, first of all, they're time consuming, but they become inconsistent. For instance, let's say onboarding. Onboarding has to be a really strategic thing for you to keep your customers. If you disappear after the contract is signed, you will not get that customer back. And you can automate the process of onboarding and build it once, and you will have a beautiful tool to keep your customers engaged for the life of that they have service with you. And the third challenge we're going to hit on is actually using your data What do you do with it? You got a huge amount of money invested in your data. So think about some of the things. Let's say the same customer has multiple service calls in a short period of time. You have that data. So why aren't you using that data to make your customer happy? Maybe some of you are, but every single piece of data that comes through from eAutomate is a trigger to help keep your customer happy and sell them more things, hopefully, right? So the gold mine is your data, and if I ever came to anybody on this call and then said, "Hey, let me have a copy of your customer list," or "Let me have a copy of all the machines," that would never happen. Um, it's really critical, huge information for you. And why? Because it's your gold mine. It holds your contract information, your meter read information, service call stuff, birthdays. It doesn't matter. Whatever you're going to pivot off of to create content sits inside of either your eAutomate system or straight into your CRM. But the truth is, it is a gold mine, and most dealers underuse it. I would say most dealers don't use it. A lot of dealers underuse it. But if you're not using it, your competitors are using it and they're finding ways to attack you with data. So I'm going to go through kind of this is what I see 95% of our customers look like, right? They have eAutomate as their ERP handling the billing. Then they attach things onto it like your CRMs, your CEO juices, all the tools that you use to take care of your customers, right? And then sales and marketing platforms. Some people are using the incredible tool Evolved Office, built for dealers, already integrated into all your tools. Try not to give too many plugs, but that's what we do, right? Or you might be using some programs like MailChimp or Constant Contact. Some people might have gone crazy and done HubSpot. And let me tell you, for HubSpot, you're going to need a third-party vendor just to support your customizations and all the things that we do in a partnership with eAutomate and all these CRM partners that we have. We make the systems talk to each other. They're already talking to each other, passing that data back and forth. So you can maximize your investment that way. All right, so let's look at some triggers. What are some things that you could do? I mean, once I give these to you, your minds are just going to start going, okay, I could see where I could use this and this and this, right? So look at your eAutomate data as a set of triggers. Every time a field changes or anything changes in that system, you can trigger off of it and trigger an event, a marketing event, an outreach, right? Service call frequency. Set me up a trigger that says every time I get more than 3 service calls from the same customer, put them into a campaign. It might be to upsell them to a right size equipment. It could be, that's really every dealer has its own strategy for that, but that might be one way to do it. Lease expiration is something I show almost on every demo. Don't rely on your sales reps, right, to reach out on lease renewal. Automate it. 18 months out, start a campaign that starts to put propaganda in front of your customers, letting me know how great you are. And 12 months, something else. And by 6 months, maybe you're talking about the lease, but make sure it gets started and don't rely on people to do it. There's no reason for it. The data is there, right? Another one we pivot off of sometimes is printer volume. Maybe your customer has a color printer and they're not doing any color clicks. You can see that in your data. You can actually build a lookup that says, show me all my customers who have color printers who are underusing their color. Let's put them into a campaign on how to better use color, how to do it. And so it's exhaustive. If you think about it, we're just now looking into doing a partnership with the folks at CEO Juice. And I think they've got 1,500 triggers. So you can think of those triggers and any others that you can think of to plug us in somewhere where you want to engage with that customer and then let your reps know about it. So here's a use case. We're going to use a use case because we have a nice one built up for lease renewals, right? How much would you gain if you could avoid losing any leases, reduce that churn? So let's break down the steps that I would go through, simple steps, to put together an end of lease automation, right? So first thing I'm gonna use for my example, anybody whose leases are up in 18 months. My next step is I'm going to launch an automated marketing drip. It's going to be a drip campaign. It's not one email, hey, your lease is up. It is a set of automated messages that will start 18 months out. And based on the customer's engagement with each message, their journey is unique to their situation. So you could have 100 messages going out, and every one of them could potentially be a unique path down a journey. I'll show you what the journeys look like. And when you got the right workflows in place, what you're going to be able to do is you're going to get notified of your customer's engagement. So clicks and opens, you're notified immediately. You know who's engaging with what. And so just so you know, when you're looking at anybody else's tools out, these are not things that are available out of the box. These are things you will have to build. So whether you use it with us or you want to do any other tools that you might like, you need to build these automations that do the reminders to your reps and all of these other workflows. You have to build them. So what I'd like to do is show you, I'm going to use Sales Chain because I've built a couple things out in here, but what I'm going to show you, you can do in Sales Chain, you can do it in Agent Dealer, you can do it in any platform that you have your integration working with Evolve. So I'm going to look up all my customers. Remember I said, let's look at 18 months. So customers are up in 18 months. So all my customers, and my search is to use their lease contracts lookup. So I have an easy one here. Let me see all my leases that are up in 18 months. And then I do a search. Every one of these people in our database has a lease that's coming up in 18 months. And you can fine tune this. There are other tools to make these much more granular, but I'm trying to, for speed's sake, to show you what it does, right? So now I want to take these people, they're 18 months out from their lease, and I want to start pumping them some information. So I go here and I say actions, create evolved campaign. I choose the 18-month end of lease campaign, and I click add to campaign. And now all those people are actually pushed into Evolved Office and on a journey. So I'm going to take you over into Evolved Office. And this again could be, Evolved Office, of course, is our tool, but you have other tools. If you're using them, you can kind of follow the same concept. So now we are in Evolved Office. On the email marketing side, Evolved Office tracks every open, every click, every download. If they watch a video, they track everything. We track it back to the categories. These categories are my test categories, but every dealer on here might have different categories. You can dial these in and make them your own. Maybe you have water or other things. You can have your own categories. And this way, if I want to say, hey, who's interested in backup and disaster and recovery, I can click on that and I can see who's engaging with it. I'm showing you that, but all of that is available back inside of your CRM, whether agent dealer, sales chain, all that data pushes back into the CRM. Okay. So we made our list. We took that list of people whose leases are up in 18 months. We pushed that list over into Evolved Office. And now we have this lease with this drip campaign. This is called a drip. I'll show you what this is. It's a series of emails, right? But if we look here, that list is part of this drip. You'll see it's turned on because when we created it, we said, make it part of this drip. So now that those people are in here, that's the people who are in here, and they are going to get an email from us. And this email is going to be the first email they're going to get. You can customize this. You don't have to use these templates, make your own, customize ours, but it will start sending this email out. It's going to send this one. It's going to wait 2 days. It's going to send another one. All this is in our platform. Then it's going to say, hey, if they click on it, do this. And this is kind of endless, right? You can just build out these drips, and this is that set it and forget it. But as soon as that customer engages enough, you end their campaign and you outreach to them. Then stop sending them emails and start talking to them. Okay, campaign's been sent out, and now you want to get your salespeople involved. Salespeople have a scheduler, again, in both platforms, in Salesforce, Agent Dealer, Sales Chain. You see this thing EO Clicks. So what we've done is I showed you that I'm going to show you the workflows that do this, but there are workflows set up that says, hey, if there's a click or an open, create a task for a person. Let me just really quickly pop you in here just to show this to you. Don't want to take you too far down this rabbit hole, but this is a tool that we've built out. And basically, this one is saying track everything except holidays and anything on sustainability. If somebody opens it or clicks it, create an activity for the sales rep. The system's going to automatically do that. And it's endless the amount of workflows that you can create to do this. Let's say you might have an IT rep and you might have a managed print rep. And you want the managed print rep to get content that's labeled for managed print and vice versa. You can set these different workflows up and make sure that those people are notified. All right. So let's go to a contact. So one of the things we said is that we want to complete the flow. You have marketing that's being sent out from your marketing department. It's bringing leads in. Now, in a lot of companies, those leads come into marketing and marketing distributes them. With our system, the leads come into marketing, but they also come in to the sales rep at the rep level. So every time somebody clicks or opens a piece of content, I showed you that we're tracking it and we're creating a task. But when the rep goes into the contact level, they can actually see every single thing that person has ever opened, clicked on, and what they're interested in. So if your sales reps are doing an outreach, they have the ability to go in here before they get on the call and say, hey, look at this. This guy is interested in managed print. That's the most important category for them. And right from here, right from inside this window, they have a view into Evolved Office where they can then go in and say, oh, that guy was interested in managed print. I'm going to send him a piece of managed print content right from in here. And this is all brand approved on brand content, right? So we call this the rep window. You can send videos and shoot videos from here, newsletters. But the important thing is not so much the window as tying in that lead that came in to the rep so the rep could see what was going on. The other thing that you can do as a rep, and let's say you have your reps and they're working, a particular list. Maybe you're doing a golf tournament and you want to get everybody into a drip campaign for a golf tournament. They can go right from here and they can actually add them to a campaign, which is a series of emails or drips. Just another piece of info there. So process is similar across Agent Dealer, Sales Chain. If you have Salesforce, if you don't have any of those, we also have a RESTful API. We can build it really to suit with anybody, but those have built-in apps. All right. So if it's not clear already, eAutomate Data is your sales integrated with your sales and marketing platform is incredibly powerful. A lot less missed opportunities. Drive things with automations. Don't rely on people to do things that the computers can do. Increase your wallet share. And third, you're going to realize stronger customer retention by making sure you're always delivering to your customers. Take a look at these stats. I mean, 5% increase in customer retention, 54% increase in customer retention, and 40% cut in customer service handling time by being able to implement these best practices. So the key takeaways is your eAutomate Data, it tells the story. Listen to it, work with it, integrate with it, pivot off of it. Integrating your stack together is the key to automating outreach. There are a lot of tools, people who work within this space. You mentioned CEO Juice and Sales Chain and Agent Dealer, and these are purpose-built tools that were built for you. You did not go and get a vanilla ERP and try to bolt your whole thing together. You went and bought what is the industry standard, and make sure that the tools that you use are built for you. So that's it. I appreciate it. I welcome questions. If anybody wants a one-on-one consult, I'm happy to do that. Um, by the way, anybody on here using HubSpot, you are willing to reach out to me. Stop overpaying for a tool. It wasn't built for dealers. I can help you make that switch if you have an interest to do that. So
All
that's
right.
it. I'll handle it back to you, Brent.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate it. Some good information there. Appreciate your willingness to present to the BTA membership today. Attendees, now's the time. If you do have a question for Mark, you can type them into the Q&A there on the screen or the chat. I'm looking at both. I'm not seeing anything at the moment, but I'll give it a couple of moments. I will mention that this session, you may have noticed, was recorded. Link to the recording will be available on the BTA website tomorrow. And today we have a PowerPoint PDF of the PowerPoint. It's been posted on the BTA website. You just need to go to bta.org/diversifying with an ing. So bta.org/diversifying with an ing. You will need your username and password to access that page on the BTA website. I encourage you while you're there to go ahead and register for our next webinar. That will be kind of the companion series to Diversify My Business. It's called Building My Business. That webinar is the power of a fractional CFO, financial clarity without full-time costs. It will be presented by Jason Plott, who is an eAutomate accounting and business consultant with XYZ Consulting. That webinar will take place at 4 p.m. Eastern on Thursday, December the 11th. So we look forward to having you participate in that. Let me see if this is a question. It says, how do the triggers from eAutomate send, an email from Evolved Office?
They pass in order to do that currently, they have to pass through either any CRM really, Salesforce, Agent Dealer. That's where we pick up the triggers. Now we are in right now creating our first triggers with CEO Juice. So if you're a CEO Juice customer, you can create that trigger right through CEO Juice.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Mark. Thank you for the question, Bill. Again, I'm kind of watching just for another moment or so here, the chat and the Q&A to see if you've got anything that you'd like to ask of Mark while we've got him live on the call here. Obviously, he's got the QR code on the screen if you want to set up a time to visit with him one-on-one. I know he'd be glad to do so. All right. Well, Mark, thank you very much.
No problem. You guys have my information up there. Feel free to grab some time, and look forward to seeing you all again soon.
All right. Thank you, Mark. Thank you for your membership in the association, as well of the attendees, your membership of the association, and we'll look forward to seeing you on December 11th at BTA's next webinar. Bye all. Have a good day.
See ya.